Happy Friday, everyone. Welcome back to ATI ProMedia. We're back. We have a USDA report today, and we wanted to get started a little early. We were preparing our numbers, looking over, dotting the I's, crossing the T's, had a little conversation amongst ourselves. Of course, it got very busy. We are commodity brokers at Advanced Trading. Today on the show, we have myself, Connor, Brady. I think Joe's switching, or is Rick driving? I don't know who's controlling the control. Someone wave over there. Who's driving? Joe's driving. Rick just held up a piece of paper. It says Joe's driving. All right, we'll see what happens. We're starting to have things around the world that are friendly to these markets, getting you a little price check of the markets. Let's head down to LaSalle Street real quick, check in with the markets before we get into the show. All right, July corn up 6. D's corn up 5.5. July beans up 3.5. No beans struggling, but they've had some big updates here recently, right at $12. Remember that number, especially when we talk about that size of Brazil crop. No beans at $12. And then we have, of course, our wheats. Interesting day. Big fireworks session overnight. Board of Trade wheat up 13. KC up 10. And Minneapolis up 12. That's what we have here, folks. And bring them into the show. Connor B, Brady Huck. What's going on, fellas? No Connor, no Brady, no.
There it is.
We're here now, Tommy. We got your back.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Joe's grabbed a phone. Well, good. It's good to see you guys. I haven't seen you in like at least an hour and 10 minutes. Markets are moving up. That's good. That doesn't really mean that's where we'll be after this thing. Also, we could be much higher. We could be lower. We're starting to have a scenario develop on the overall markets. When you look at the world picture, that's starting to get a little friendlier. What do you guys think?
Yeah, absolutely right. We've talked a lot about South America, right? That southern tip of South America has historic, very bad flooding. They're really struggling to get that last little bit of the soybean crop out. Argentina, we're well aware of the leafhopper disease, right? Still digesting on how big that's going to affect corn and soybean, mostly the corn crop in Argentina. And then Brady, I'll kick it over to you, but then also, right, Russia and wheat crop is the other one. If we're really looking at this on a global scale, that's the other thing that's really been grabbing headlines this past week.
Yep. Well, I really want to be a bull, guys. I want to get excited about this market going higher, and it's great to see it go higher. But I worry about complacency with this recent rally we've seen. I just go back to February and the calls that we all fielded of, boy, if I get a short covering rally, I'm going to get really aggressive. I'm going to do some stuff. Be careful painting this market in too small of a box here. It can go much lower than we realize and quicker than we think. And it can go much higher too. And that's what we hope happens. We just hope it goes higher for a reason that's not in our own backyard. Sometimes it does go higher because we have a problem at home. And we don't want to have a problem at home. So It's going to be a dynamic day, dynamic weekend, and we'll see what today has in store.
You want to do a quick rundown of numbers, Tommy?
Why don't you guys do that? I want to talk about outside markets because we do have time. I'm going to share a different screen. You go ahead and do the numbers. Get ready to do the numbers. I'm going to talk outside markets real quick. Okay, a lot of things going on here. This is how I look at some of the markets on a quote board. Corn, beans, wheat, KC. This is one of the quote boards I have. So if you wonder like what a broker looks like, we also have ladders where you can break down any one of these markets into a ladder that is going up and down, the old vertical, right? Just like the
that's a fun way to look at the markets and the price action, watching in the volume where it's at different prices.
Connor's laughing because he knew I couldn't think of vertical versus horizontal. I know what he's thinking. I'd smack you if you were
not close. At all. Not at all, Tommy.
Listen, when you're filming stuff for TikTok, the kids want it vertical. You want to film short content vertical and go viral. Let's see if these markets go viral for the American farmer. That'd be great. Looking at the markets, live cattle up, feeders down, hogs up. Hogs had a big sell-off, gold up. This is where we get into trouble, folks. 2-year, 10-year, 5-year, 30-year. Interest rates went up. We broke that news on the live show about Michigan sediment. And that, again, another hot number in the data. Natural gas, heck of a run here. I've seen natural gas start to trade. Natural gas, folks, is something fun to watch. If you think we're having a hot and dry session, natural gas will react because when the electric companies need to make energy instantly for air conditioners, we rely heavily on coal, and then we rely on nuclear, as George Bush would say, nuclear. And then when they really need a bunch of electricity really quick because everyone turns on their energy or their AC, they go to natural gas. And I only know this because my next door neighbor's the head engineer at our utility company. So keep an eye on natural gas if you're into the it's going to get hot and dry. Dow Jones up 40, Nasdaq up 19, S&P unched. It's a half a point. Bitcoin taking a little breather here, down 1,700. You ready to get in the numbers, Connor B?
Let's do it.
All right, let me remove this. Thanks, buddy.
Let's do it. If we want, we can flash flash the numbers up there, but we'll read them through too. So, lot of numbers, right? The ones I'm going to go with, what I'm going to be paying attention to is I'm really interested to see what is the USDA going to say for South American corn and soy production numbers. We've seen it time and time again that CONAB keeps dropping their numbers for Brazil, right? That's Brazil's reporting agency. They continue to drop. USDA's held firm, right? That discrepancy gets wider and wider. Now, we won't know what CONAB's going to do until early next week. But with all these issues we're seeing in Brazil, right? The Rosario Grain Exchange has cut production for Argentina. Are we going to see a pullback for what the USDA is going to say for South America? Or are they going to punt, right? Are they still digesting and they're going to choose not to see? So those are numbers I'm looking at. Brady, I'll kick it to you. What jumps out at you when you're looking at these different numbers?
Yeah, I think very similar. The eyes on the South America adjustments. Last month, the trade was looking for the USDA to come in and change, and they punted and didn't touch either number. 124 and 155 kept them the same for Brazil corn and bean production. We'll see if they do any adjustments here. The bulls, they want to see it move lower. I'm watching also that, this is that first look at the 24-25 balance sheet, and want to see how ugly that number is. Hopefully it's not too ugly, but that's one that could really deflate the momentum of the bulls. We'll see what gets printed. I want to root for higher prices, but watching that 24-25 number for the U.S. ending stocks, and then looking at some of the world print numbers too, and they're just they're out there. There are lobs out there of these numbers, but the trade's going to trade them, and they're gonna watch what gets printed.
Hi, buddy. Yeah. Very good. Eye in the Sky has just dialed in to the bat phone. We have all types of quotes up, all types of information flowing. What do you guys like best about being a broker into the numbers? Do you like calling farmers and motivating them to maybe get some old crop sold, or do you try to lay low and watch the price action? What do you feel into these things?
To me, it's an opportunity to go kind of clean up guys that you maybe haven't talked to or haven't been proactive for the last couple weeks. I hate the fear mongering going into the report, that type of stuff. But these markets, they do move on the numbers, and you can't ignore it. But I think it's an opportunity to go clean up some stuff and hit them one more time before these markets move.
Yeah. Good reason to touch base, right? We're, like you said, we're not putting a marketing plan together Friday morning and then executing it at 10:55, right? The plan hopefully was in place months ago, and we know we're going to do, but it's a good place to reiterate, and so it's good to go over the marketing plan again.
Yeah, button up those target orders. Where are our targets at to make some sales, or we got some existing positions on. How do we need to manage those and manage this volatility? Position ourselves for the volatility that could come over the next coming days.
What else, guys? You want to give away a flag? We got 250 people watching. Let's roll the flag. Speaking of flags, producer Joe packing up and going to London. Jojo, who doesn't like to fly, is going to be,
oh boy,
he's going to be saying, hello, love. Yeah, it's going to get her going on. I said, Joe, what are you excited about your trip? He said, landing. And what'd you say, Connor? You got a way better chance of wrecking driving to the airport than
he sounds a little nervous. I was trying to get him to relax.
He's nervous, Nelly. You should fly with him. We flew back from Canada and we hit a little turbulence. He grabbed my arm like a kid who was lost at the park, man. So we put on a little movie and we shared earbuds, and he calmed down. It actually was turbulent. He goes, is this normal? I go, one more bump like that and the wings are coming off. So well, nothing better to do to someone who's scared to fly is say, did you see that video of that turbulence where they all had concussions? All right, speaking of turbulence,
3-4 minutes out, right?
Yeah,
Tommy?
2 minutes away. Yeah. So I have this little app. I have a clock that keeps track of some stuff, but I have this app. If you're out there, in the Twitter sphere. It's called Digital Clock, and it's free. And currently, it is 10:58 and 23.
Okay.
So I also have really nice clocks. They're not plugged in that are hooked to the big clock. All right, let's not get clocked on this report. Let's be prepared. I did send a text out to clients and ATI ProMedia clients. Check your local cash markets. Put in some dream orders. Let's clean up some old crop. Let's not have old crop have a birthday. You and I did a special this week about a birthday. Real quick, before we get in the number, we have about minute and 15. Let's tell everyone, Joe, run the tape on what ATI ProMedia is, Premium Edition. Thank you, sir. Welcome to ATI Pro Media, powered by Advanced Trading. We're a financial channel that loves agriculture. For just $1 a day, you'll receive advanced trading research, actionable text, and a minimum of 6 videos a week featuring industry experts and insight. Click the button below to subscribe today. That's it, folks. $1 a day, at least 6 videos per week. An email, 5:36 in the morning. We send out the videos. We sent out a couple extra videos this week. We're doing our live show for free. If you're out there, do us a favor. Forward this link. We're going to be on for about 10 minutes after.
Yep.
Share, forward, subscribe to the Advanced Trading YouTube channel. We're real close to getting 11,000. We are 20 seconds out. And you know what's going to happen? We're going to have breaking news. I'll click the breaking news button, bro.
All right. If we're talking Tommy, as always, Tommy's going to get the numbers. He's going to yell them out. And then we'll keep you updated on the price action if we see a bullish or bearish number, and then keep updating you on what those numbers are as they come out as quickly as possible. And then remember, later, right, 1 o'clock, we're going to have some a deeper dive, right? Those guys are going to break it down further. Let's go.
Say it one more time, Corn.
Corn what? What are you looking for, Tommy?
Yeah, I'm looking for little friendly numbers here on the reaction. What do we have for final say the corn number one more time. I'm just getting it here in my ear.
Got corn up 9 cents here.
14,800,000. Yeah. Carry out 2.102. That's down a little. That's down a little bit more than a little. That's down 150 million. What do we have for soybeans? Yeah, getting a big soybean number here. What do we have for carry out here on soybeans?
Tommy's getting the numbers. I'll just look. Price action. We were up on
445, a little negative on the ending stocks here.
445 soybeans.
Yeah. So I'm getting the numbers here pretty good. How do you guys like the price action? We zipped up, we're zipping down. I do think that number in corn could be a little negative. What do we got from South America? Talking in my ear. What do we have in South America, folks? Any
price action? Yell at Tommy, but price action so far it's kind of like it's report hasn't really moved it. We're kind of like pre-report numbers. Corn's up 6, soybeans slightly down. Go ahead, Tommy.
Yeah, soybeans 154. I'm not seeing any big shockers for Brazil, 154. What are we seeing in Argentina? Because we know they had that little bug eating stuff. Any big surprises for Argentina?
154 soybeans. They finally dropped it, but we are a long way away from Conab's number at 146. So I'd look to still see a discrepancy between Conab and USDA numbers, but they did drop it for the first time this year.
Corn was up 5 going into it, guys. It's up 6. Let's see how that old crop corn's doing. A little friendly. Not really a deal changer. I would say probably in the next 5 to 10 minutes, seeing a little buying in wheat, Board of Trade KC, Minneapolis. But I'd say in the next 5 to 10 minutes, we're going to start looking at the weather reports pretty soon. Not seeing the shocker. Of course, if you are out there and you're watching, there's that little lollipop up and down in beans. I kind of thought that Brazilian bean number, is that discrepancy between the USDA and Brazil getting wider? Like,
make sure I got the numbers right. 154 is what they came out for USDA Brazil, right? Right, Tommy?
I think so. I'm double checking.
Yep. Well, April they were 155, so they did drop it, but we are still talking historic discrepancy.
Yeah, I see it right there. Small drop that we went from 155 to 154. Just looking over at my machine here spitting out the numbers.
CONAB was at 146.5 in their last, and we'll get new CONAB numbers on Tuesday, but that discrepancy is still 7.5 million
It was
metric
expected
tons.
152.5, so above expectations. There's a couple sets of numbers, folks, right? There's what the USDA says, what the analyst says, what CONAB says, private folks down south. A little bit of arguing going on in the markets, like the price action, like the chance that people are getting a chance to clean up this old crop. Not so sure. We do have to remind folks, and a horrible disappointment, that when we went live on that planting intentions number, remember how doggone bullish that intentions number was and how we shot up 10 cents, 12 cents, 20, ran the markets around. And within a few days, we took it all away. And as we speak here, July soybeans on the low, down one. No soybeans, real close to the day of the low, down 3/4. I think there were some people really hoping for a bullish surprise. Corn coming off. If you're corn, just imagine you're corn and you're sitting there looking at beans going sellers, sellers, sellers. It's Friday. North Dakota's rolling. Minnesota's rolling. Spotty in Iowa. It's really spotty in Indiana. Folks, if you're out there, are you planting? If you're out there and you're one of the 400 people watching this live stream, a little call to action. Are you really worried that you won't get your corn in the next 10 to 15 days? If you are, I'd be interested maybe offline to see what your plan is. Is it to plant more beans? I would think with the planting delays that we could. Oh, here comes some of the numbers. Thank you for who's popping that up.
I pulled that off of Twitter there, Tommy. 169 million metric ton, 24-25 Brazil soybean estimate. Just a massive,
big number.
Big number there.
Is that a shut the front door type of number? I mean, that's a big one.
That's a big number. I think 163
Guy
shot the trade last year at this time, and now they print a 169.
You know what that means, guys? It means America's continuing to build houses and dollar stores, and Brazil's just kicking our butt. I don't know how else to say it. And we always tell people we're going to give them facts, not feelings. And I tell you, that's a big number.
That's fair. Big number. We talked Brazil, still on South America. I got some Argentina numbers. April, Argentina corn was at 55. They did drop it to 53. Okay, still behind Rosario. I believe they were at like a 49. Is that right, guys? So, but we did see a 2 million metric ton drop on corn. Soybeans, they chose to leave it alone, still hanging out at that 50 million metric ton for Argentina soybeans. But they did decide to drop it based on that leafhoppers disease. So we saw Argentina pull back slightly, Brazil corn pull back slightly, but no big surprises, I guess, is how I'd summarize what the USDA said for South American production, is how I see it.
Interesting. The hero of today's show is wheat. Board of Trade wheat up 21, KC wheat up 21, hard red spring wheat up 20. Cattle markets didn't move much on this. Little volatility in the stock market. Of course, before we started the show, we talked about that interest rates have had another tick up. University of Michigan numbers came out hot. Folks, if you're out there and you have a question or a comment, feel free to join in on X, on LinkedIn, on where else are we? X, LinkedIn, YouTube, of course.
Of course. One thing they didn't change, this comes at no surprise, but they did leave 24 yield the same at that 181 and 52 for soybeans. Not going to adjust those. We didn't expect them to, right? They're going at the trend line yields. They historically never change it for May. They wait to see we get further in the year if they're going to drop it down or if they're going to hold that 181. Remember, last year was a record and we were at 177. So didn't change it. No surprises, but still a big yield number that they're using for 24 projections.
Yeah, a little more color on wheat. We're hitting recent highs. We were at these levels maybe a week and a half ago. Sold off pretty good. Coming back, folks, if you're into bullish wheat, this is for you. Brady had some great recommendations. I think it was last Friday's premium. And it's like those recommendations would kick in again. We're at the same levels. If like we could replay that video and the prices would make sense. Anything you guys want to add before we leave? We don't have to talk forever. This afternoon, we have Brian and Drew and a mystery guest coming on. We'll see who that is. They're going to break down these numbers. But I think as I look at these, the real surprise is just how much and how big of an area in South America that they can plant beans. I think we have a pretty nice little friendly number here. If corn lost 8 cents the last few days. It's picking it back up. Folks looking for levels to sell in December. We approach $4.90, $4.95, $5. I think you will see huge volume up there. You currently see like 700 futures offered at $4.90. So you can see the volume in the book, and people have orders in there. Anything you guys want to add, or you want to take it from the top, Connor? You always do a good job talking about all the numbers, what we had,
Yeah.
what's happening. I'll give you full screen, sir.
Yeah, let's just run through it. We'll stick to U.S. numbers, right? 25 yield. I said they didn't change it. 24-25 ending stocks. They're at 2. That's a 2.5. Looking at carryout, they came out at a 2.122, which is a little bit above trade expectations. Soybeans, 23-24 ending stocks at 3.40. Completely, that's not a change at all from April report. Kept the yield the same, and then they did drop 24-25 ending stocks slightly. And so right now we've got corn markets up 9, up close to the highs. Wheat rallying, and then soybeans are chopping around. And so when I look at corn, guys, right, we're up 9. What am I missing? What is what's the bullish number on corn? Is that 2? I guess at that 2 carryout, is that what I'm
Yeah,
missing?
we dropped 150 there. Also,
is.
just it's the drop 150, and you got to add our weather into the weekend. There's a good chance we're going to go live on Sunday night, folks. No guarantees, but pretty good chance, because I think we could be at a totally different spot on Sunday. If we close firm today, we could gap higher on weather concerns. If we sell off and they say there's a 10-day window, there we go. From the 13th, 15th through the 25th, is the American farmer going to slam it in? Could be a totally different market. Today's price action, again, look at these beans. The no beans aren't going for it. I feel like a sports announcer. They tried so hard and they just can't do
They
it.
broke
It's
that $12 level. They're sub
what I was gonna
$12
say.
here on the board.
Yeah. How many times have I think in the last few months we've traded above 12 like 3 times. I remember once 6 weeks ago, once a few days ago, did it again. And it's like they give you a chance to sell them up there. A tale of many things. Wheat doing its own thing. That's more Russia, though. Russia, who the heck knows what's going on there? If you're out there and you're watching on YouTube and you know what's going on in Russia, let us know. We do get news from there. All right, with that, guys, if you're out there and you're watching, thank you. We'd love to send you a flag. We'll pull up the banner of how you can get a free flag. Give us a call, 1-855-737-FARM. We gave out one earlier. Someone called from Central Indiana. We'll give you a free flag. If you love America and you want a free flag for your farm, call 1-855-737-FARM or email us info@ATI ProMedia. With that, looks like, what do you guys think about the store and ignore crowd? Is the old store and ignore crowd getting away with it? Is it working? Is this what they really wanted, Brady?
Well, it's all about the math you do, right, Tommy? If you want to do the math, and I don't know, depends how you do the math on what it costs you to store it. So,
I think there's someone out there saying we showed them. We're getting $4.65 for our corn we could have sold for $5 6 months ago, and they really think they're winning, and that just breaks my heart. So if you're out there, congrats. I do have pencils here if you need them, because the math ain't working out. But I will take an up 9-cent day any Friday. I love the up price action. I'm not laughing or poo-pooing at it. It's almost like
I got another.
Yes, sir.
I got another target for you. Brady said we dropped below 12. I peak at that March 25, and guess where it just crested? $5 even.
Really?
So
yeah, we did that video earlier this week that the 25 contracts were starting to hit 25. Well, good stuff, guys. If you don't have anything else, I think we'll join the fellas this afternoon. Man, I love everyone showed up. 425 makes my day, but we just can't ramble on forever, although I could if I tried.
I was gonna call you out there, Tommy. I think Brady and I could jump off and we could jump back on at 1:30 and you'd still be going.
You guys would be like, did you not know we lost our connection? I'd be like, you guys weren't on for the show. It's a great show. Okay, as Brady says, I'm just waiting for my turn to talk. Good news, folks. Corn's up 10. Call those local end users. Call people you like to sell grain or at least protect it. Have a great weekend. Love the price action. It's a win for the American farmer. See you all maybe Sunday night. See you guys.
See ya.
Thanks for joining us. We're here every day, 9 a.m. Central. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.